Most people think this question has an easy answer. EVs use electricity, so they must be cheaper. Hybrids sip fuel, so they must be the smart middle ground. Gas cars burn the most fuel, so they must be the expensive, old-school choice. That sounds obvious, but car ownership is not obvious. A vehicle can save you money every single week, then quietly take it back when you insure it, finance it, repair it, or sell it. That is the trap. Cheap to drive is not always cheap to own. Later in this video, we will test this with 3 real 2026 models: the Tesla Model Y, the Toyota RAV4 Hybrid, and the Honda CR-V gas model. One wins on energy cost, one wins on upfront price, and one may be the smartest choice for normal buyers. But before we compare the cars, we need to understand the real ownership math. Because if you only compare gas prices to electricity prices, you are missing the biggest part of the story. Welcome to NextGear. Today, we are breaking down EV versus hybrid versus gas, and what actually costs less to own in real life. Most buyers look at the wrong number first. They ask, how much will I spend on gas? Or if it is an EV, how much will I spend charging it? That matters, but it is only one piece of the bill. The real cost of owning a car includes the purchase price, fuel or electricity, maintenance, repairs, insurance, financing, depreciation, registration fees, charging access, and resale value. That sounds like a lot because it is. A car is not just something you buy. It is something you keep paying for in different ways. Fuel is the loud cost. You feel it at the pump. You see it in your charging app. It annoys you every week. Depreciation is the silent cost. You do not feel it on Monday morning, but it can hit you hard when you trade the car in. Imagine buying a $42,000 EV today, then discovering 3 years later that it is worth $26,000. That's $16,000 loss can cost more than every charging session combined. That is why the cheapest car is not always the one with the lowest fuel bill. The real question is not which car is cheaper to fuel. The real question is which car costs less for the way I actually drive, charge, insure, and keep my vehicle. On paper, EVs start strong. A gas car burns gasoline for every mile. If fuel prices rise, your cost rises with them. If your car gets 30 miles per gallon and you drive a lot, you'll feel that cost quickly. A hybrid still uses gas, but it is smarter about it. It uses electric assistance to reduce fuel use, especially in city driving. It can recover energy while braking, use the electric motor at low speeds, and keep the gas engine from working as hard. That is why hybrids can be so efficient in stop-and-go traffic. An EV skips gasoline completely. Instead of miles per gallon, you think in kilowatt hours. When charged at home, an EV can be much cheaper per mile than a gas car. So yes, if we're only talking about energy cost, EVs usually win. That part is not controversial. If you drive 15,000 miles a year and charge at a reasonable home electricity rate, an efficient EV can cost far less to move than a comparable gas vehicle. But here's the catch. Nobody owns only the energy bill. You own the whole car, and the whole car is where the fight gets interesting. Now comes the expensive part. A car that saves money every mile can still start thousands of dollars behind. Imagine 2 vehicles. Car A costs $32,000. Car B costs $42,000. Car B saves you $1,000 a year on energy. That sounds good until you realize it may take around 10 years just to recover the $10,000 price gap through energy savings alone. That is before insurance, before financing, before depreciation, before tires, before repairs, before taxes and fees. This is called the payback period, and it is one of the most important ideas in this entire video. The payback period is the time it takes for your savings to make up for the extra money you paid up front. If you drive a lot, the payback can happen faster. If you barely drive, it may never happen. This is where hybrids become very interesting. A hybrid may not save as much energy cost as a full EV, but it often costs much closer to a regular gas car. That means the savings do not have to work as hard to justify the purchase. Every dollar you save at the charger means very little if you lose $2 somewhere else. So the first big lesson is simple. Do not ask only what the car saves. Ask what the car costs before it starts saving anything. EV fans often say EVs need less maintenance. That is mostly true. An EV does not need oil changes. It does not have spark plugs, fuel injectors, an exhaust system, a traditional transmission, or hundreds of engine parts moving under heat and pressure. That is a real advantage. Fewer moving parts usually means fewer routine services. service items. But fewer maintenance items does not mean no maintenance. EVs still need tires, brakes, cabin filters, suspension parts, wheel alignments, battery cooling systems, software updates, and repair support. And tires matter more than people think. Many EVs are heavy. They also deliver instant torque. If you drive aggressively, tires can wear faster, and EV tires are not always cheap. Hybrids sit in the middle. A hybrid still has a gas engine, so yes, it still needs oil changes and engine maintenance. But the electric motor can reduce engine stress in certain driving conditions, and regenerative braking can reduce brake wear. That is part of the reason Toyota and Honda hybrids have become trusted by so many normal buyers. They do not feel experimental. They feel familiar, but more efficient. Gas cars are the most traditional. They need oil changes, filters, spark plugs, belts, fluids, exhaust repairs, and engine service over time. The trade-off is that everyone understands them. Parts are widely available. Mechanics know how to work on them. Repair networks are everywhere. So the maintenance story is not EV good, gas bad. It is more like this. EVs are mechanically simpler. Gas cars are emotionally simpler. Hybrids are the bridge between both worlds. Here is something many buyers forget. Maintenance and reliability are not the same thing. Maintenance is what you expect. Reliability is what happens when the car surprises you. An EV can have fewer routine service needs and still have expensive problems with electronics, sensors, charging hardware, software, battery cooling, or accident repairs. A gas car can need more regular service, but the technology is mature and the repair network is massive. A hybrid sounds complicated because it combines a gas engine and electric system. But in the real world, many hybrids have proven extremely durable because the technology has been refined for years. That matters. New technology can be exciting, but mature technology can be cheaper to live with. The most advanced car is not always the most affordable car. Sometimes the best ownership value comes from the technology that has already survived millions of driveways. Here is the surprise that changes the entire conversation. The biggest cost of owning a new car usually is not fuel. It is not maintenance. It is not even insurance. It is depreciation. Depreciation is the value your car loses over time. That sounds boring until you put real money behind it. Buy a car for $40,000. Sell it later for $28,000. You did not write a check every month for that $12,000 loss, but it still happened. It just happened quietly. This is why fuel savings can be misleading. You might save $800 a year by charging instead of buying gas. That feels great. But if the vehicle loses thousands more in resale value than the alternative, the total cost can flip. EV depreciation can be affected by battery concerns, rapid technology changes, new model updates, price cuts, incentives, charging standards, and used EV demand. When EV prices drop on new models, used EV values could take a hit too. Hybrids often have a different advantage. They are efficient, familiar, and easy to understand. Buyers do not need home charging. They do not worry as much about range. That can support demand in the used market. Gas cars still have a huge buyer base because they are familiar and easy to service. But they're not immune either. If fuel prices climb, or if buyers in certain markets move toward electrified cars, some gas models may become less desirable. Fuel savings are visible. Depreciation is invisible until it is too late. But there is another cost that can quietly change the winner. Insurance. Some EVs cost more to insure because they can be expensive to repair. Battery packs, sensors, body structures, and specialized repair procedures can push costs higher after damage. That does not mean every EV is expensive to insure. It means buyers need to check before they assume the savings. A hybrid or gas car may cost less to insure, but that depends on the model, your location, your age, your driving record, and repair costs in your area. Financing can also shift the math. If one vehicle costs $10,000 more, you're not only paying more for the car, you may also pay more interest over the long term. That means the more expensive vehicle has to save even more money later to catch up. Then comes the biggest EV lifestyle question. Can you charge at home? If the answer is yes, an EV becomes much more convenient and usually much cheaper to run. If the answer is no, the equation changes fast. Public fast charging can cost more than home electricity. It can also take more time, require more planning, and reduce the convenience advantage. The same EV can be a brilliant financial choice for someone with a garage and cheap overnight electricity, and a frustrating choice for someone relying on public chargers after work. The most important EV feature may not be on the car. It may be in your driveway. Now we can make this practical. An EV makes the most sense if you drive a lot, can charge at home, Plan to keep the car for several years and get a reasonable insurance quote. That is the ideal EV owner. More miles means more chances to save on energy. Home charging keeps costs low. Long-term ownership gives the savings time to build. A hybrid makes the most sense if you want lower fuel bills without changing your lifestyle. You still refuel quickly. You still get long range. You do not need a charger. You do not have to plan your life around charging stops. For many mainstream buyers, that balance is powerful. A gas car still makes sense if you want the lowest upfront price, simple ownership, wide service access, and you do not drive enough miles for fuel savings to change the entire equation. If you drive very little, paying thousands more for efficiency may not make sense. If you live in an apartment with no charger, a hybrid or gas car may be easier. If you drive mostly city miles, a hybrid or EV can shine. If you drive mostly long highway trips, the answer depends on fuel prices, charging access, range, and how often you stop. The winner is not the powertrain. The winner is the vehicle that fits your mileage, your parking situation, your budget, and how long you keep your cars. Now let's use real 2026 models to test the formula. For the EV, we have the 2026 Tesla Model Y RWD. For the hybrid, we have the 2026 Toyota RAV4 Hybrid LE FWD. For the gas vehicle, we have the 2026 Honda CR-V LX2 WD. These are not identical vehicles, but they are realistic American market choices. One is a mainstream electric crossover. One is a practical hybrid SUV. One is a familiar gas SUV. Now, look at the energy cost. The Tesla Model Y RWD is rated at about 321 miles of EPA estimated range and 138 miles per gallon equivalent combined. Using a 15,000 mile year and a national style electricity assumption around 16.7 cents per kilowatt hour, the estimated annual energy cost is about $612. That is the strongest number in the comparison. The Toyota RAV4 Hybrid LE FWD is rated at about 43 miles per gallon combined. Using gasoline around $3.151 per gallon, the estimated annual fuel cost is about $1,099. The Honda CR-V LX2 WD gas model is rated at about 30 miles per gallon combined. With the same fuel price, the estimated annual fuel cost is about $1,576. So if the contest is only energy cost, the Tesla wins clearly. It costs about $487 less per year to power than the RAV4 Hybrid, and about $964 less per year than the gas CR-V. But remember the earlier lesson. Energy cost is only one layer. Now, look at starting price. The Honda CR-V gas model starts around $30,920. The Toyota RAV4 Hybrid starts around $31,900. The Tesla Model Y starts around $41,630, including destination and order fees. That means the Tesla saves the most on energy, but starts almost $10,000 higher than the RAV4 Hybrid and more than $10,000 higher than the gas CR-V. That is the twist. The Tesla wins every mile, but the Toyota and Honda start the race far ahead on purchase price. For the Tesla to become the cheapest overall, the owner needs the right conditions: home charging, enough annual mileage, reasonable insurance, strong resale value, and enough years of ownership. For the Honda CR-V to make sense, the buyer needs to value the lower starting price, familiar service, and simple ownership enough to accept higher fuel costs. The RAV4 Hybrid sits right in the middle. It does not beat the Tesla on energy cost, but it gets much closer to EV efficiency than a gas car, while avoiding charging dependency and a much higher starting price. That is why the hybrid is so dangerous in this comparison. It may not dominate any single category, but it avoids the biggest compromises. So it actually costs less to own. If you only care about energy cost, the EV wins. The Tesla Model Y is the cheapest to power in this comparison. If you care about lowest starting price, the gas Honda CR-V wins. It costs less to buy, it is familiar to service, and it does not ask you to change your routine. But if you want the safest middle ground for a normal mainstream buyer, the Toyota RAV4 Hybrid may be the smartest answer. It cuts fuel costs sharply compared with a gas SUV. It does not require home charging. It starts much closer to the gas CR-V than the Tesla, and it gives buyers efficiency without making ownership feel complicated. So here is the cleanest way to think about it. Choose EV if your lifestyle supports the savings. Choose gas if upfront simplicity matters most. Choose hybrid if you want fewer compromises. The cheapest car is not the one with the lowest fuel bill. It is the one that matches matches your mileage, your charging access, your insurance quote, your resale risk, and how long you actually plan to keep it. So if you were buying today, would you choose EV, hybrid, or gas? And more importantly, how many miles do you drive a year? Drop your answer in the comments, because that one number can completely change the winner. If you want more real-world car buying breakdowns like this, subscribe to NextGear.